Hello, fellow hobby nerd. It is I, Son of Cross. I am on my week 2 of the hobby streak. The war against plastic shame. No, the war against piles of shame. Or the war against plastic crack. The war against the slaying of the great. I don't know. What the fuck am I on about? I don't know. So in week 2, I actually accomplished the minimum. I did. Yeah. So you may remember from the first week that I assembled a bunch of Croots and some Cursed City miniatures I assembled. And a few other little bits like these killer cans. And what I did this week, or week 2, is I primed them and I did a Zenithal highlights. And I also painted the bases a bit using craft paint.
These paints here, they are general craft paint you can get from a sort of general hobby store or for artists. Unlike the special miniature paints we usually buy to paint models, you get a lot more of the paint for your money. Each of these big tubes is about the same price as the little bottles in front. Little bottles in front, of course, are the kind of size that miniature paints normally come in. So for about the same price, your craft paints, you get about 7 times as much paint. 6 or 7 times as much. And you might think, oh, are you paying extra in terms of quality for these miniature paints? Well, I'm not sure about that. I think that's worth investigating. Wouldn't it be lovely to get 7 times as much paint for your buck? But for sure, whatever quality difference there is between miniature paint and this craft paint, it should be fine for painting terrain and things and even bases, I would say. So that's what I've done to start with, just as a bit of an experiment, is tried using these craft paints to paint the bases, and it turned out absolutely fine, to be fair. Of course, I'll have to experiment in the future with using it instead of regular miniature paint for painting the main body of a miniature, sort of a more artistic-y part of painting wargaming miniatures. But I haven't done that this week. This week it's just been priming and Zenithal highlights and basing and whatnot.
So the priming took about 2 hours, and altogether I think it's about doobly-doo, more than maybe 90 miniatures altogether here. I don't know. So there's I'm gonna say it's nearly 30 Kroot. There's 20 Kroot plus 2 leaders plus 4 kind of cavalry units, so we could call that nearly 30 or over 30 because you could count the cavalry as 2 miniatures each. And the Cursed City, that is, I've read on the box, it's 60 miniatures. I think that's right. Let me just check the box. I don't want to count it because that counting is hard. 60 miniatures, yes, 60 miniatures. So altogether, that's the priming took about 2 hours, and so that's about, I worked that out as a bit under 2 minutes per model. So it's not too bad when you look at it like that. And Zenithal highlight took about an hour for all of it. And I probably spent at least another hour painting the bases. And fixing, I also fixed some magnets that had fallen off. I did, so I did the Kroot and the killer cans and the Primaris dude with a kind of dark chocolatey brown. This is the standard color I paint bases. Pretty much always do that. Just to mix it up a little bit, I'd painted the bases on the Cursed City miniatures in kind of grey. So I just basically dry brushed grey over. Well, no, I think I painted it dark grey and then I dry brushed a little bit of white over it or something like that. So it came out looking like ash. I want a kind of an ashy look for the Cursed City of what's it called? Cursed City of Wolfenkhan or something like that. I don't know. That's what I did anyway. So that's at least 4 hours. but not much more. I did try to work up the motivation to just finish off the killer cans as well, to take it from this and then actually paint onto that, but I never got around to it. So, well, I did tick the box. Fair play. I did tick the box for the minimum on my hobby streak for week 2. However, could do better. So that's all I want to talk about today, and see you next time.